what's up? I didn't even see you there. Oh, well, I'm just here looking at some computer parts, and I'm seeing a RTX 3060 Ti for $730. So on the topic of that, I'm here to teach you guys how to flip computers. Let's get into it. So I've broken it down into 5 steps: plan, market, hunt, execute, and finisher. So yeah, I kind of came up with that just for the video mainly, but I do go by all of it. So starting off with market, you want to know your market, right? You want to see the prices, you want to see the demand for stuff, and see if people are even interested in the community that you're in buying gaming computers. Second is plan, of course. It goes hand in hand with market. After you've scouted the market, you want to plan out what price range you're going to cater to, really. Now, of course, you don't have to stick with that set price range. You can go above it, you can go lower, but just see where the main demand is in your market right now and plan around that. Hunting. I've never gone hunting before, but I love hunting for some computer parts, especially getting those good deals. So hunting, of course, plain and simple. Find the deals and get ready for the builds, or build for your first one. You guys can do it. Execute it. Complete the build, test the build, clean the parts and everything, get it ready for some pictures. The finisher, get those pictures, those nice crisp pictures, clean background and everything. No nonsense in the background. So you want to get the ad down, the pictures down, description, especially in the ad, goes a long way. Are you delivering? Is it only available for pickup? If you're delivering, charge extra for pickup. Let's go more in depth in each of these little categories, starting off with market. You guys should have a rough idea or base understanding on how to get the parts and how to all do it. So now I'll show you me doing the process that I just explained. Starting off, I have some footage for me getting a couple of the parts, like this computer. This computer we are going to be using in today's flip, but I still need to get a graphics card and some other things, and I have footage for those parts. So let's get into it.
Yeah. Oh, sweet. Yeah, and then so all they have to do is put the operating system on this.
Okay.
Worked just fine.
Okay, sweet.
So I started it up this morning. It worked just fine. It just didn't have an operating system. So
Do you know what generation i5 it is? Is it third or fourth? For the bones of the build that we're going to be flipping here today, it includes that computer that we just picked up for $40. So a really good deal because it's a whole computer. So it has the i5 2300, which isn't that good, but it's still really viable. But it's not much better what I want to do, but I want to see if we can drop in an i5 3470 because those CPUs are of the same socket type and it will be a slight upgrade. So we might as well check if we can do that. I'm going to be keeping the RAM the same. It came with 8 gigs of RAM, DDR3. 8 gigs is pretty good for a starter build. Came with a 256 gig SSD, which for $40, that's an amazing deal. So all I need to add is a 500 gig hard drive for games. And then one cool thing about this case, the front panel has like a slider to adjust the fan speed on it. And I don't know, it's kind of cool. The build will all be complete once we get that hard drive and everything in there, but we still need that GPU. I've been on the lookout and I managed to find this 1050 Ti. So I have footage of me picking that up as well, so I'll show you that right now. So as I was saying, the graphics card I picked up was this 1050 Ti here. These cards, they're actually really good if, emphasize if you can get it for the right price. In 2020 and in 2021 now, people are gouging everything. People are trying to sell these for almost $200. Keep in mind it's a 1050 Ti. This card is really old, but it still can push very good numbers. But if you're gonna try to get one of these cards, try to shoot for at least under $100, because that's what these are actually worth. And the price I paid, which was $65, that's a killer steal. And one awesome thing about this card that'll make it just a drop-in upgrade for this PC, it doesn't require any external power from the power supply, just the motherboard. so we won't have to upgrade the power supply at all, which will keep our build costs super low and give us more room for higher profit. One thing I like to do with these budget builds, I like to include a monitor, keyboard, mouse for someone that's wanting to get into PC gaming, so they'll get a whole setup for super cheap, and then they're like, hey, I want to upgrade, and they might come back to me. So it just brings in more business and gives a happy customer. But if you can't manage to find good prices on monitors, keyboard, mouse like I can, I have a local store here where I can pick them up for fairly cheap. Yeah, it's only like a 19-inch monitor, but I've sold them before. Like I said, for starter PC setups, it's perfect. So I picked up the monitor, keyboard, and mouse for only $30. So that's an amazing price. So let's get that build all built up. Clean the parts, of course, and then I'll show you me doing the pricing with more in detail of how I search it up on eBay. I'll show you how to take good pictures. I'll show you how to type the ad up as well, because the ad goes a long way with typing the right description and everything. And then I'll post it and I'll show you the process of me selling it. Let's get into it. If you end up buying a whole system and just upgrading it like I'm doing here, then I like to start out with a light dusting, either with a can of air or an electric duster. If you're doing this over and over again, I highly suggest an electric duster. It saves on money and it's just way better in my opinion. As I was saying, I want to upgrade the CPU. So a while ago I picked up PC parts for super cheap, and in that deal I got a couple of i5 3470s, which fits the 1155 socket type, just like the i5 2400. Don't forget to add fresh thermal paste and wipe the CPU fan down. Both of the processors are 4 cores and 4 threads, but the main difference is in the base and boost clock. The i5 3470 having a better base and boost clock will give us a little bit of extra performance. It's 3rd generation, opposed to 2nd generation. Grabbing that 1050 Ti, we want to take it apart, dust it off, and apply new thermal paste to ensure maximum performance out of this little card. Make sure to drop a like if you're enjoying the video. Last thing we have to do is install the 500GB hard drive, so we have more storage to install the games. And I picked this up a while ago for super cheap as well. Now that everything's already installed and it's just super easy to upgrade these pre-built, I then test them out. Testing out popular games that most people play on PCs, starting out with Fortnite. I always use Pro settings, which is just epic view distance, everything else low. And as you see on this older hardware, it helps to limit the frame rate to not keep it on unlimited. So I limited it to like 180 or something, and it gave me a smoother gameplay. Now of course, you can use their new performance mode, but I don't want to test it in that because not everyone will, so I don't really want to give out false numbers. Next up is Apex Legends. It's more demanding than Fortnite, and people still play it a lot. So I tested it in low settings and managed to get a 62 FPS average, which is alright. You know, for starting off, this PC would be perfect for someone just wanting to get into PC gaming. And then I got another easy game for this system that crushed it, Rainbow Six Siege. It's another popular esports title, and I tested that in high settings, and it got an average of 114. So for the price, this PC put out pretty good numbers. Now let's just take some pictures and get it listed. So these are the pictures I took. When putting together full systems like this, or full setups I mean, and they're not like super flashy, I don't take as much pictures because really there's nothing to really take a picture of. So I just include the tower, monitor, keyboard, mouse in the picture to show that it is included. Alright, so after you take the pictures, you want to get the right price down so you can get ready to put the ad up. So like I said, I use eBay and I check their sold listings and I just search up the parts that I got. So starting off, we had a Lenovo PC with an i5 in it. And if you scroll down to sold items here, so I can't find my exact model, so I'm going to go with this one because this is the Lenovo with i5 8GB RAM, 500GB hard drive. I'm going to go for 115. on that for an average price. And then next up is the graphics cards. Here we have the MSI GTX 1050 Ti. Same thing. Make sure you're on sold listings. And these things are so expensive. We save so much money on this, getting it for 65. So I'm gonna say the average price, I'm gonna go with 145. Okay. Next is the hard drive. We're just gonna go for, we'll go for 15 for this. Those are all the parts we bought, because then we had to pay for Windows. That was like $15.85. And then my monitor, keyboard, mouse, which was an extra 30. So that brings the cost to $320.85 if you're doing it off of eBay, in quotation marks, I guess. And I normally like to add $50 to $100 for your labor, but depending on how much effort you actually put in, you can scale off of that. But since this price is already kind of high for what this build is, I know the market's a little messed up, but I don't really feel comfortable adding extra $100 onto this. So I'm only gonna add 30. So my listing price is going to be $350. So you can take this final price that you have, that you've decided on here, take it over to Google Docs. I already have the ad typed up. But what I like to start off with is a little short paragraph here saying who the PC would be good for. So perfect for anyone wanting to start out, etc. Say what games it's good for, like Fortnite, Valorant, popular games. And then if you are including anything, say that right in the beginning right here. Like I said, this PC also includes a monitor, keyboard, mouse, and speakers. So it saves people from asking, hey, does it include this? It's all right in the description. That is, if people read the damn description. And I like to claim that Windows 10 Pro is activated and installed here, and say graphics card drivers are up to date. I've found pretty good luck saying all of this, and without saying it, people ask me, is it activated, blah 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 this, so I just put it in there, and I haven't got that question since. And then you want to do a rough breakdown of specs here, starting off with your CPU. So the i5-2300 is what is in our system. GPU, GTX 1050 Ti, 8 gigs of RAM, 256 gig SSD, and a 500 gigabyte hard drive. And of course, you can add the motherboard here, but since it is a pre-built, it's just a basic motherboard, so I didn't feel like I needed to. Same with the power supply and case. But if you are doing a higher end build, feel free to add all of that stuff right here. And then if you did end up testing games, like you should before you sell any PC to see that it even works, list them here. Say what resolution and settings you tested it in, and then say the average FPS. So we got Fortnite, Apex, and Rainbow Six. And then just say, message me with any questions. Put your price right here and say what payment you prefer. So cash, I like cash in hand. Pick up in your location right there, and then just thanks for looking. And then you just wait. So I'll get back to you guys when I sell this PC. Yo, so we just sold it. I've been trying to find the footage. Somehow I lost it. But like I said, I listed it for $350. Someone came and they picked it up for $350 here. They didn't have any small bills, and I had no change. Basically what happened with the 1050. So they paid me $360. So I made like a $210 profit on it. So I hope this tutorial or walkthrough was kind of useful to you guys. I put a lot of work into it. If it was, go ahead and drop a like down below. If it wasn't, go ahead and drop a dislike. If you have any more questions that were unanswered in this video, go ahead and drop a comment and I'll get back to you guys. But with that being said, stay tuned for more flipping videos. I have more coming on the way, of course. In 2021 it got a little harder, but you can still definitely do it. So just come back to this tutorial if you need any help. And with that being said, thanks for watching. Drop a like, hit the subscribe button, come back next time. Peace.